Member for Fannie Bay, you'll be heard in silence.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is for the Chief Minister. Chief Minister, on Tuesday this week, you tabled the Operation Apollo ICAC report, the first sitting day after you had received it. Since receiving the Operation Apollo report, you've taken decisive, considered action, culminating in the termination of the Police Commissioner, and launched an independent inquiry into the recent recruitment of senior police officers led by Justice Blow. How does your strong action in the past 3 weeks compare to the lack of action on this issue by the former Labor government, in which the member for Arnhem and the member for Goyja were both senior ministers?
Chief Minister, and you'll be heard in silence too.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and I pick up on the ridiculous interjections from those opposite. And clearly, member for Fannie Bay, you have been reading the same stories in the paper that I have been reading this morning, scratching your head in disbelief at the hypocrisy of those opposite. And why am I surprised? We've got the opposition leader leading with her chin this afternoon in question time. You know, we have sat here and listened to those opposite criticise us. Oh, they thought we were too slow. Madam Speaker, we will never apologise for taking methodical processes in place to moving and making decisions in the best interest of the Northern Territory, something those opposite have no idea about the meaning of the word, Madam Speaker. And so they are jeering from the sidelines about, oh, well, this was too slow and I would have done this and I would have done that. And yet we find out that actually their government knew about it all along, Madam Speaker, because let's face facts. Let's face facts. Who was a former Attorney General? Anyone put up your hands? Oh, okay, thank you. I'm not getting hands up, Madam Speaker, but I can tell you who it was. It was the opposition leader and it was the member for Goyja. And we now know, of course, that their previous government was told about concerns about hiring practices when they were both very, very senior ministers, 12 months ago, and they did absolutely nothing, Madam Speaker. Absolutely nothing. And,
Chief Minister, please take your seat. Point of order, Opposition Leader.
Standing Order 35, the imputations that the Chief Minister is saying here in this parliament that I knew something that I did not, I would like her to withdraw that.
No, look, that's not a point of order. 35 is relevance to the subject. You've pointed out the wrong standing order, and it's not disorderly what she said. It's not disorderly.
Thank you, Madam. I find that hypocrite. What a hypocrite. I mean, she stood up and said, oh, you're trying to say I knew something that I didn't. Yeah, I know the feeling, Opposition Leader. I know the feeling. I've been the subject of that from you for 3 weeks. But anyway, let's not stop the truth getting in the way of a good story, Madam Speaker. And maybe those opposite are confused because of the chaos. I mean, they did have 3 chief ministers, 3 police ministers, 2 attorney generals. So they might be confused, but make no mistake, you can read it in the paper yourself. Your government knew about it and did absolutely nothing. And I think it's absolutely rich for you to come in here as if you care about police all of a sudden, or you care about process, or you care about transparency. In 8 years, you proved to Territorians that you didn't care about any of those things. Because you know what? You think Territorians have a short memory. They do not. And actions speak louder than words, which is why this year is our year of action, certainty and security. It's why we are making sure that we have the inquiry from Justice Blow doing the work that needs to be done to give certainty to our police, the community and the officers who have been subject to the discussion. And we will never apologise for putting our police first, for making sure we're making the right decisions on behalf of Territorians. And I think, quite frankly, you need to take a good hard look in the mirror about what you're doing to support police.